Bob, as you and I know, and I think our viewers know, as we age, our hands typically become a little more stiff
Unfortunately.
and painful. It's not unusual at all. We are going to show you a very simple exercise program you can do daily to keep those hands nimble, pain-free, and
This
keep you
is
moving.
especially for you, Don and Margaret.
Exactly right. We're going to help you out. But
Hi.
first, our famous jingle.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
All right, so there's actually a real logical reason why our hands do become stiff and painful.
Why is that, Brad?
Well, Bob, as you know, arthritis, whether it's rheumatoid or just typical
Good old
osteoarthritis,
art.
that is in the joints. And there is actually 27 bones and 27 joints in our hands and our wrists. So, there's just
How many muscles?
34 muscles.
Right.
And a lot of those are little muscles. They can fatigue quickly and they can be a source of pain as well. So, as we know, motion is
lotion.
In other words, you put some lotion on your hands to make them feel better. All we need to do is get things moving. It's going to help things
Get it
feel
done.
better. So, we're going to show you how to do it right. There's no problem coming up. So, hold on. Okay, we're going to show this exercise stretching program for the hands and wrists in two sections. The first section is going to be one that you can do to yourself, an independent one. And then you may have someone that needs assistance with stretching their hand for whatever reason. And we're going to show that at the end so you can fast forward if you want to get to that. So first of all, a simple hands out and, whatever position you're comfortable with, and simply up and down, keeping the forearms relatively still, like you're waving hello or goodbye. Right. But the idea is go up as high as you can, go down. It's not a quick motion. It's meaningful motion. 5 to 10 repetitions is all you'll need. Okay? And then open and close the fists. Now, you may have problems not being able to close your fists all the way right away because they're stiff and painful. That's okay. Just go as far as comfortable. Same with open. And we're going to address that in just a little bit. Okay, good. Now we're going to go on to the next one. If you happen to have hands that do not open up flat or extended like this, they may be at a position like this.
I got this finger.
Yeah. If it's all the fingers or just one, you can go on a table, put a towel down, and say your hands cannot flatten out, and simply just put gentle pressure down. And what the towel does, it allows it to slip on that smooth table and just pressure it down until you get it flat.
How about if I take a hammer?
Yeah. Well, you take a hammer in your hands, but our viewers are going to do it just gently with the other hand. Okay. Then, some people may only get that far, but if you get that far, the next step is we're going to do what we call extension. Okay. So the hands really should go back like this, and the wrist should go back. So what you're going to do is this is the hand I'm stretching. Take the other hand and mirror it and go over and stretch back like this. Now, you may go like this. You may mirror it like this. Now, you'll find if only one, like Bob's got one finger that is really flexed.
A proper child.
Then you can just do the stiff finger or thumb and push it back. Now, one thing I like to do is take my thumb, put it on the back, on the knuckles here, and then use that as a fulcrum point.
A lever.
Yes. Yeah. And then you can really, and that works.
Oh, that really works.
Yeah, it does. This is another thing you may want to do if you're able to is just use a table, stretch like this. You can put your fingers, we'll take the towel off, that's not needed, over the edge. So there's a variety, and as you work with you'll find out which is better for you. You could do one finger at a time. Now, you're not going to get too aggressive with these stretches. A little stretch pain is okay. Sharp pain, that's too much.
Bad.
You're just going to flare things up, and you're going to be upset with us. So that's our, make sure you do not go too aggressive. This is something that'll come with time. Okay, next we want to work on closing the fists, which can be a problem where the fingers don't get into the palm as tight. This is an option you can do if you want. Put a pillow and just let your arm rest. It's up to you.
Be good to yourself.
Yep, whatever makes you feel better. Okay, so let's make the fist. Now, what you can do, and this is what I've done with myself, is just over the top of the fist, close all 4 fingers at once.
You're hoping the fingertips actually go down into the crease.
Right, so they make a full flex like that. If they don't right away, that's okay. Just bring them down, whatever works. If there's 1 or 2 stubborn fingers, you can work on, say this one is stubborn. I'm going to start at this joint, push down, and then work individual joint. And, that's one of the things you have to do on each finger. Again, if it's a global problem, in other words, a whole hand is stiff, you may be able to get them all at once.
We call those the Brad fingers, the stubborn fingers.
Right. If you happen to have a trigger finger,
right.
we do have a video specific for trigger finger, and you should watch that.
That's a whole different story.
It is. And in the thumb, that's a little bit different story. You're going to need to work the base first and kind of work it forward and backwards. It moves differently than the other finger. It's the opposing finger. And work the joint here.
It circumducts.
Yeah.
Actually goes in a circle.
Yeah, I always get confused with the thumb.
Right.
But work that as well. Now we're going to get into, we've got that. And when you finish, just work them out, shake them out a little bit, whatever. And then you're done. Now, after you do this a few times, you'll find that you can get through this whole thing in a matter of 1 to 2 minutes. And you want to do it at least once a day, probably 2 to 3 times a day, depending on your needs. Now we're going to go through how to assist somebody else with this who needs assistance. Okay, if you're doing it to another person for assistance, the first thing is to be aware of how aggressive you are. Now, the person, whether they had a stroke, they have some dementia, Alzheimer, and they're unable to communicate pain very well, what you need to do is watch their eyes. The eyes will communicate pain. They'll start to open up. You'll know.
Or cry.
Yeah, or cry. You listen to them, but because a lot of times people won't say stop, it hurts for whatever reason.
Right.
Depends on their level of cognition. So make sure you don't overdo it by being aware of their facial expression. So again, now this is nice if you can put something like this, and we're going to keep the forearm stable. You don't have to do it that way. You could put it on your lap if you want.
Or a pillow.
But yep.
Right.
But with Bob, I don't care about his comfort. Just kidding, a little humor. But this can be okay. It all depends on the individual. Support here, I'm going to grab here, and I like to have my thumb back so we can, when we extend, we go back like this and down. So again, feel the joint. After you do this with a person once or twice, you'll get a feel for where they go and what.
So the thumb works as a lever.
Yep, right there. And that works well because that motion is important.
Right.
And then when you go down, you can do this. But again, gentle. Everything is very gentle.
Look at them eyes.
Yep. When those eyes start to open, that's enough. And the first time you do it, better to go easier than more aggressive.
Right.
And if you're like a big burly person and your easy is there extremely hard, you really have to be careful with that. You can work at this direction. This is something we did not do on the individual one, but it does come with it. And then the fingers. I'm going to support on the wrist and work the fingers here. And a lot of times you'll get the fingers rounding here, and you can work up real gently here, gently, gently. You can do one finger at a time if you have that stubborn finger. Or even if you don't, you can work. You notice I have my thumb here on this joint. If this is the problem joint and it's not extending, put the thumb there and work on that. And, if you want to pull on it gently, a little traction can sometimes loosen up the joints.
Feels good.
Yep. A little rotation can help. When I say a little,
right.
It's very gentle. All this is gentle. And you can go between each finger. And again, the thumb, you may want to turn it up this way, and you're going to, you can start this direction. Just get a feel for how it's going at first and feel which joint, because there's a joint way up in here. That's the big difference with the thumb. And then this joint actually doesn't move a lot, but there's some motion there. And then, of course, flexion on the end, the distal joint.
Part of the joint,
yep.
right.
Okay. And then again, just do some gentle You can pull
Traction.
little traction gently, work that hand around.
Don't pull the hand off.
Yeah, be careful. Talk to the person while you're
Right.
doing it. You should
Sing to them.
Yeah, no. If you've got a good voice, sing. Otherwise, don't torture them
Right.
with that kind of. That would be my situation.
Yeah, me
So
too.
that will take a little bit longer, but once you do it a few times, the person should enjoy it. Who's getting the stretch, and it should go very smoothly, and it'll only take a few minutes.
Peace.
Enjoy. Have good, healthy, movable wrists and hands, and that way you can play cards, go golfing, all those things.
Shuffle.
Shuffle. Oh, the
cards,
cards,
right.
absolutely. Enjoy.